Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. Still doesn't feel quite right, but I'll get there. This is episode 15, January 31st, last day of January. If you had anything to get accomplished.
Yeah.
We've got 3 more hours here in Central Standard Time, so...
It means that the Molly contest is getting voted on very soon.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm excited about that. And my, I don't know, non sequitur or whatever is that I taught my son to play Settlers of Catan this weekend. He really wanted to play after school today, and I got home, I cooked, I got the kids settled, and then after they got done, he's right away, he's cleaning off the table, he's wiping it down, he wants to play.
Yeah.
And I needed 15 minutes. That's all I needed to get something done. While I'm doing that 15 minutes of something, my husband says he can play Batman video games. So then he gets distracted and he goes and plays the video game. And I get done, true to my word, 15 minutes later, and I say, "Can we play now?" He's like, "We can play tomorrow, Mom." Come on.
There's often a window of opportunity.
Apparently. And it's not that I was really anxious to play. I mean, yeah. I got to knit more and look at podcasts and do other stuff. But I was sad because, that he was looking forward to it. We talked about it all the way home. I said, "Yep, right after supper, we can do that." And apparently right after supper and 15 minutes later is my window.
Yeah.
And he would have been waiting for me if Dad hadn't suggested the video game.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You have to kick your husband to do that.
Well, I was upset, but he got tired of Justin bothering me, and I'm like, but I wasn't tired of it. I was, oh, I need some more time, Justin. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It is, yeah, my kindergartner has very fleeting attention as well, unless you really, really want something.
Right.
All right, so,
yes,
you had a zombie shout out.
I did. Katie Bell has been helping me edit my zombie pattern, and it went out to testers yesterday. I've already had 2 people finish it, so I will give a quick shout out to, I think it was Lisa and Penny, and I am not going to be able to remember their Ravelry names right at this moment, but thank you so much. I've gotten a lot of comments. I sent some fixes to Katie already.
Oh, wow.
So it seems like my 2-week time frame is going to be shrinking, but with that 2-week time frame, I had lined up a little surprise. So yeah, it might still be 2 weeks, so I can spring a surprise. But
and you said that you heard back from Rebecca Danger that.
Yep. And a lot of people were out there predicting what she was going to say. It was basically, I prefer you not make money off of this. And so I'm like, okay, free. Part of me didn't understand that. Part of me would think well, shouldn't you want me to charge money? Because then if somebody's going to choose a pattern, are they going to choose me, an unknown designer, or are they going to choose Rebecca Danger?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. Whereas if it's free, some people might be more inclined to just choose the free one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But per her request, and I didn't really mind, and I was still debating on whether I really wanted to charge for it anyway. So it's going to be free. Yay! And yeah, and it's Rebecca Danger approved. So if people are, I don't know if people would do this, but if they ever go out there and start commenting on the pattern, this looks an awful lot like a Rebecca Danger pattern, I could say, I got permission.
Cool. Very, very good. All right, odds and ends. We are still doing, because it is still January and February, the Great Cardigan Knit-Along. We have, I think I just looked, and I haven't updated the show notes, 98 tagged projects, and the FOs, they are a-rolling in.
Yep.
We have 48 now, which is just fantastic, and there's quite a few people that have done 2 now cardigans
Yeah.
in January, which is just fantastic to me. I guess if I hadn't been busy, I probably have quite a few. Well, kind of like you and your smaller projects, right? I have quite a few FOs for January, but not just only one cardigan, just one shalom. So yeah, those are beautiful, wonderful. Glad to see it, and there's still plenty of time. Folks are out there asking, and I still join. Yes, all of February, in fact, to get what is, some people are commenting, oh, it only took me 5 days. Oh, it only took me 10 days. So got lots and lots of time.
And I've been told my zombie only takes 4 hours.
Cool.
So it's pretty quick knit.
Yeah.
And yeah. And a lot of people are just using their scraps. So quick and uses up some leftover yarn.
I've used up a lot of my scraps recently. When we get to the FOs, you'll see that. And then just a quick note, we had a very positive response about the button giveaway. Folks wanted a button. And so I posted a thread in the forum yesterday, and we have already gotten some really good responses, some very inventive and creative responses. I was talking to my husband about it, and I'm like, I don't know what I would use as my excuse if it were me. Like, why couldn't I have gone? But you can definitely tell we've got some writers out there.
Creative people,
yes.
for sure. I have my favorites. I have 2 that are on my top favorites. I'm not going to mention which ones, but I got to pick my top favorites. So I got to keep a running list of what my favorites are.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to keep continually rereading the forum. So basically, I read them every day, and then I go through and I go, okay, I really liked number blah before, and let's read through the new ones. Okay, I still like blah, and I'm going to add, this other one.
Kind of like the eye test.
Yeah.
Is this one better or this one? This one or this?
They did that for my wedding dress, actually.
Oh.
My wedding dress person was holding them up and going, okay, which one? And then as soon as I said, well, I like that one better, she threw the other one away. She wouldn't let me try it on again.
Yeah.
And I agreed with her. I mean, like, if I've already said that one's better, then why would I try on this other one again?
Yeah,
waste time.
I use that method when I'm trying on running shoes.
There you go.
I try, you can actually wear both of those at the same time, so one on each foot, and then, oh, I like this one better, and that one gets, thrown to the side, and then you just compare the new ones against the previous best. So, the details of that are up on the thread, but basically, we're going to give away 3 randomly, and Amy and I are both going to choose 1 favorite apiece.
Yep. So if you don't feel creative, there's still 3 that go to, random number generator.
Yeah.
So, put out your excuse, and maybe one of those will land on you.
Yeah. And they're very cool. We'll have to get some more made. You mentioned that they looked good as a square. And
yeah, because you put the square out there, and
yeah.
they did sell, the place that I went to sold square ones too. So if we got a square design together, we could. They were a little bit more money, though.
Yeah. The only other thought I had about it was it might catch on things a little bit more.
That's
too circle.
Yeah, that's true.
Neither here nor there. I know when Diana Knittables holds up her project bags, and she's always got the what the duck and whatever one. There's a square one in there. I don't remember which one it is, but she has a square one. So, all right. Are we? That's that, and that will be next week. Next Tuesday at 8 Central Standard Time is when I will lock it. So before Amy comes over here, and then we'll do some random, and we'll announce our favorites, and away we go. I'm just stalling because I've got 3 more stitches. Actually, this isn't anywhere near the beginning or end of the row. I just wanted to get to where my all right, finished objects, and then I had it all set up. And this is on Wednesday of last week, Lee Meredith. I'm on her test knitter email, and generally by the time I get around to replying to her, I've already got everybody. But this time I must have caught it right when the email came out, and she's got a new ebook coming out called Remixed. And she's got fun patterns. She's lethal, Lee Meredith, and it's a ski mask that I used scrappy, any gauge, any weight. It's more of a recipe type pattern. And so I used sock leftovers, and my husband wants I made it for my husband, which is a big head, which I don't know why I did it, because it was deadline knitting, so I have to have it done by today. But he wants the one with the flames, so I haven't got the flames on it quite yet, but that wasn't part of the of the final. So it kind of looks he kind of looks like a luchador when he's got it on. And he's got a bigger head and a longer nose than I do.
My goodness.
He'll wear that on Tuesday nights when he's out bike riding, when we're entertaining. So entertaining. Woo! When we are podcasting. So there'll be flames coming out. And I think I might do it in this orange.
Okay.
So that it really pops. And then you fold up the brim, and then it can just be a hat.
Okay. Matt would never wear that.
Why is that?
I just don't think so. It's just not him.
So if you notice you see some of the green from my twist hat and my son's socks, and this is from my daughter's knee socks, the Halloween ones, the purple and the orange, and so it just kind of, I think it looks really cool. And
it does. I don't think that the men in my life would appreciate it.
Well, my husband's hardcore.
Yeah.
His biker gang is called GetRevengeance.com. So he's, I think, he tried it on. He seemed to like it. I don't know if he's just
being nice.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure he'll wear it. It looks very warm.
Yeah, and it was a very good pattern.
It'll be pretty scary riding down the street in it, though.
Well, and then that's the other thing. I think it's nice that it's, he can wear it underneath his helmet. A heavier weight yarn would be harder, and then when he gets off, he doesn't have to have that. He can just fold it. So yeah, he was like, I'll look like a luchador, I'll look like Nacho Libre. I'm like, yes you will. So thank you to Lee. I still have to weigh this. I don't know if I'm gonna weigh it before or after I get the flames on, but I again had gauge issues, so I don't know if I don't know how to measure gauge correctly or what my issue is, but like I have measured it and measured it and measured it over and over again. I have 7 stitches per inch. So then you measure around your head, and so he's got with 3.5 inches of negative ease around his head. I needed 20 inches. So I'm like 20 times 7, 140 stitches. So this is 140 stitches, and it's still like it doesn't fit his head real, tight. So I don't know. I've got You're like, can I measure?
It's more like 6 stitches per inch. Where's your?
It's not with me.
I think she's a little off. Looks loose.
It may have stretched now that I've tried it on and off, and
it shouldn't change that much.
This is exciting.
Oh, like stretched, it's like 5. I push it in and get 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's not 7.
Well, that is my finished object. I still don't know how you're getting. So I'm going.
Count the V's. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3,
5, 6.
6.
Yeah. Maybe up here I was getting something different.
Maybe try at the tippy top. Did you start at the tippy top?
Yeah, and that's where, because you need to know when to stop. So, yeah, maybe that was where
Maybe you relaxed after.
Yeah, well, yep. See there, there was 7.
Okay. She just got Lucy.
That, or just the fact that I mentioned maybe the diameter would be better, because I measured up here where you stop increasing, and the diameter was like 6.5 inches, which puts you out at like 22 when you take it times 3.14. So the stitches aren't necessarily all laying flat, right? Some of them are like this. So anyway, neither here nor there.
done.
But it's done. I ripped back about 4 times and made it smaller and made it smaller. I started out with 164 or 68 around because I was only going for like an inch of negative ease, and now,
goodness.
Yep. So it got knit over and over and over and over again. But that has been the story of my life recently. So
Restart-itis.
yes, go go go.
Is that the finished object?
The finished object.
Okay.
I had 2 things on the needles, and I tell you what, I don't know how people do it. I felt stressed out. I was like, what are we working on the LAR? I gotta get this done. What are we working on the LAR? Now I want to, but if I work on the LAR, I can't work on the ski mask. And if I work on the ski mask, I can't. So that pattern's called Freak Out, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. But I want to work on Freak Out because I got to get it done. But I want to work on LAR.
So I got my daughter's stripy socks done in Nyan Cat. And these are like 7 inches long and 6.5 around. And so they're a little big on her right now. But that's good because I want her to wear them next year too. And then I finished another zombie. This one's in Dancing Dog Dye Works Zombie Dog and Lime Green. So, didn't take too much.
And that was still around the 4-hour mark?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's the same number of stitches, right? It's just different
Yeah,
size
some people
needle.
go faster on smaller yarn and smaller needles. I don't.
Very cool.
And that's it. That's all I got too. Oh, and I put a skirt on the other one from last week.
Which is so adorable.
So there's going to be a little skirt option too. So you can decide if she wants to have like, a little skirt or not.
It's actually a skirt, right? 'Cause she's
Well,
got or I guess she could have like shorts
bloomers
or
yeah.
leggings.
There's leggings or bloomers or bike shorts or something under there.
Your daughter would be the envy of a lot of people with those Nyan Cat socks.
Yeah, I'm, and I still have good chunk left. I might, like plan on making, like this is Nyan Cat, so I might plan on making more little things with the leftovers so that I can use it up. And then if for some reason I need to like patch these up, I'll buy some more sparkle yarn and patch it with something that's just different. Yeah, so that's it for finished objects. I 2, and I'm trying to work on more. I want to finish things. This is my goal.
Go right ahead.
No more starting.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to go ahead?
Yep.
So I'm working on my dust fields,
Dustlin.
mitts. I didn't put this in the show notes yet because I just worked on them again today, so they weren't active until today. So I got another repeat done. So I used to have 3 and now I have 4, and I think I need 2 more before I can start working on the thumbs. And then,
And hopefully the color is better this time. Folks at the meetup mentioned that some of my finished objects, that the colors looked a lot different, and then you noticed last week that we were getting a little dingy on the 716 yarn, so knit yarn.
So yeah, now we're closer to the camera.
Bah!
And also we might like cut our heads off, by sitting up or leaning too far to one side because we're not used to this.
But if you're like me, when you watch podcasts, you're basically listening to them unless you hear them go and look at this, and then I flip over and watch. So like when Leslie's talking, I'm not sitting there staring at Leslie or Lala when, they're talking about certain things. So, wow, you've made some progress on that.
Yes. Again, like I said, I am trying to finish things. So, this is my Roseman's. And so I took the sleeves off and I got to the waist shaping. So, there's about 4 inches past the sleeves that I've done, and I was looking and I think I have 10 more inches. I mean, it doesn't sound like much at this point, but I do have shaping in there, and so I'll make little goals like next I want to get to the straight knitting, and then I want to go back to the waist shaping increases, and then once I get past those, I'll do the straight to the finish. But yeah, this was fun to work on this whole weekend. I think is pretty much how I got progress on this.
Very pretty. I can definitely see the detailing a lot better now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a dark yarn. It's hard to show off here, and even my pictures on Ravelry aren't very good. I'm hoping once it's all done, it'll be better to photograph. And then I got progress on this sock, so I don't remember where I was last time I showed it. Maybe just past the heel, and so I have some more towards the toe. So not too much longer, and this will be a hoe. And I don't have any, deadlines with this one, but it is a smaller object, so I'm trying to work through my mitts and my socks and try to get to through all the smaller projects. I might even pull out that Christmas stocking that is languishing, because I just really want to get the queue or the whips down to the point where, like, I have 2 whips right now that aren't in Ravelry. Because they've been in timeout and I haven't really wanted to look at them, or even, the concept of them on Ravelry. They're just not worth it right now. So then I decided that once I got down far enough, I could add those back in and try to
I'm just imagining this weekend I caught on TV Dirty Dancing, and Patrick Swayze punches that guy. No, I was that and alluded to, like, when he tries to punch that guy and he's like, "You're not worth it! You're not worth it!" It's like you put them in timeout, and then you told them, "You're not even worth a Ravelry page.
Yeah.
You're not worth it." So, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sure some of the yarns are kind of nice, so it's like nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody.
But, yeah.
Any progress on the LAR?
No. I didn't even bring it. It's the same, like, inch past the, I don't know if it's past the cuff or, the cast on, or an inch total. It's not very much. It might be a smidge past an inch, but I haven't worked on it this week. Been working on finishing things. So, like I said, I got the little socks for the girl done, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to work on these things until something else gets off the needles, and it's just self-imposed, frantic knitting, trying to get things off. And it was kind of a stress point before, but I've since looked at my queue, and I think I'm down to like 8 active whips, and then those 2 that are in timeout, so that's 10. And for me, that's not bad. So I was thinking, okay, if I can get 2 more off, then I might be able to cast on for other people's knit-alongs that are going on right now, which would be fun. But again, I'm in finish mode. I'm not casting anything else on.
And how about Shalom? Nothing doing? You got too far ahead?
Nope, no. I did work on this because it's another one that's very close to being done. So I did get more. Like, you could tell more of the progress in the ball. Yeah. Actually. Dude, look. It's almost gone.
Yep. It's been, the middle has been taken out of it, and it's a shell of what it once was.
So yeah, it's going along. I was thinking I would probably knit through this ball and start the next one for next week and keep on going. You never know, I might get so close to the end, it's just too much. I can't handle it anymore, and I have to finish it. But I have been good at, like, okay, I got through, like, I took one evening away from Roseman's, and I got this far. So, and Roseman's isn't too much less bulky. I mean, it's a bulky yarn as well.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's just on smaller needles. And it's, has a little bit more complex stuff going on in it with the double-sided cables, but still easy to memorize and just fly when I want to. And now it's down to marking, like, oh, okay, I have 6 more rows and then another decrease, and 6 more rows and another decrease. So getting there.
All right, my whip and whip, my work in progress is the Lalar, as I'm calling it. Pull out my needles here. And I measured it earlier today, and this is the only thing I've really been knitting on today. And I've got a good, well, it depends on if I can measure correctly, a good 5 inches, 6 inches. But I'm thinking the pattern calls for like 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think I'm going to need a lot more than that. So if that's 6, I think I'm going to need
Double.
at least double that. Yeah. Well, but you can hit below your bust, right? So
yeah, that's true. So maybe not. I mean, the t-shirt you're wearing, unless you want it to be longer than your t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because it looks like you only have 4 more inches to the, bra.
Yeah. Undercarriage.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd call that. Under bust. I mean, it's not. It's
to where your bra starts, right?
Where you'd want it to cinch in, right?
Yeah.
I don't want it to cinch in right across my nipples or cinch in right here, right? So, yep. It's I need to though, and that's what my segue is going to be. I need something bigger. This is lace weight. That was fingering weight. Both of them on small needles. That the LAR is on 2s currently because I didn't ever go up because I didn't want it to get bigger, and the Freak Out was on 3s. So next up, I am doing for it's a 2012 A Sweater Odyssey. They're doing a Amy Christoffers knit along for February, so tomorrow, a larch. So. I've wanted to make this for a while, and it calls for, I don't know if somebody gave it to, I think I got it on discount, like something, she had some sort of.
Is there going to be prizes in this Sweater Odyssey? Because
Yep.
I was like, wow, if I knit all of the things that I have on my You're the Sweater in the Round the Twist board, if I knit all those, I would be contention for one a month there.
Yeah, well, and I don't think this is I guess February is just
right.
the knit along for this Amy Christoffers pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if like she's sponsoring it or what, but it's got a unique. Trying to see if I can find a photo. Well, I guess you can see it on the pattern, but very unique collar.
Mm-hmm.
But I think again it's another bottom up one, which just kills me because I love to be able to add length at the bottom. Yeah, cast on 203, so I'm sure. Bottom up, but I've got some Alpaca Sport, Madeline Tosh, in the Baltic colorway that is waiting to be skeined up and to be a swooshy, beautiful larch. So that is sport weights heavier. Slightly, although very close.
It is more what you like, though, in finished objects.
Yes.
Sport and under is her.
Is my bag
Her
baby.
favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like some people say, oh, I don't make bulky items for me because they just make me bulkier.
Yeah. I don't mind the different weights, but in general, my favorite finished objects are the ones with the lighter, like the traveling sweater and the. I don't know if those gauges just hide imperfections better, or if I'm a better knitter with the smaller gauge needles, or just the look of them. They look more, and this is a horrible to say to knitters, but more store-bought, right? They look more professional, more machine-made. I mean, I want it to look unique and handmade, and like, I made it, but at the same time, it's cool when people are like, did you buy that at the store?
Or yeah, like, where did you get it? It's so
Yeah.
awesome. And then you're like, oh, sorry, you can't have one.
Exactly. But yeah, telling somebody that their handmade item, it looks like it's store-bought, is both it's kind of a backhanded compliment, I guess. But so that is my next up. And I'm going to be making some zombies. And yeah, this exciting Amy Spindler that everyone's talking about. So, and then
everybody.
I had a book review. Where did we want to put that? Here?
Yeah, sure. I have a book sort of too. But
All right.
no review.
Octopus. I was thinking about it, and I don't think I'll ever review a book that I'll just be like, I completely hated this. because if I had liked it enough to buy it, or in this case I got it from the Rochester Public Library, I'm never going to be like, well, it wasn't worth the money because I got it from the library and flipped through it, and would I buy it, I guess would be the true test after I got it. But it's by Alice Yu. I believe that's how you pronounce Y-U. 15 or 17 pairs of socks to knit and show off. And I think she had like a club, and this is like the club socks, as far as I can tell. But I read through some of the getting to know your socks portion about fibers and whatever. I highlighted this because I thought it was interesting, because I was just complaining to you about my cashmere socks that were horribly pilling and falling apart. And it says that cashmere socks have a really short staple length, and that's what makes them soft. But then that also means that they're more suited to pampering and indulgence instead of pounding the pavements. So I was wearing mine as like house socks, which means they were getting a lot of wear and tear here at home around the house. So
I was thinking that the other day, or like just today, I was wearing these beautiful socks that I made from it's a cookie A pattern. Very pretty.
Is that Havelica? Is that what that was? Was it last year's?
Yeah, it was January. It was the first one last year.
They are beautiful.
Anyway, I was wearing them to get stuff out of the garage. I didn't bother to put on slippers, and like halfway back, I'm like, oh, I probably should have put on slippers.
Yeah, but I guess I a lot of things in my life changed after my sister passed away. I started living my life differently, but like it's like, why have these socks sitting in a drawer and not wear them around the house and wear them all the time? So I don't know. A lesson learned: if I knit some socks and I want to wear them around the house, I'll probably not use cashmere.
I got that way after I got 10 in my drawer. Like before I had 10 in my drawer, I was like babying them and making sure that, not taken care of, but, like special, like it's not that cold out today. I can wear my store-bought socks. And I was babying them. But now that I think I have over 15 now, but I can, wear them all the time. Don't care. Wash them when they get dirty. Throw them in the washing machine. They can handle it. So, I think that's kind of when my threshold tipped, to where I didn't think about going out in the garage.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the socks. This is the Kawalla, Kwalla socks. She says it's named after the tribe that's in Twilight. The Indian tribe that's in Twilight. And it's
the werewolves.
And it means diving whale or something like that. Anyway, it looks a lot like a monkey to me. And a little bit like the Rocky Coast cardigan. It just looks like there's a cable going this way and a cable going that way, and then they mishmash. So I liked those. And then I saw somebody out that was my friend, that was a friend or in the group, had been working on these. I don't remember the name, but Farmer McGregor. I remember the name of the pattern, not the name of the person that was knitting them. So some crisscross cool Hassian cables there. And then I marked the Shirtigal because it's a free pattern out on Ravelry, but it's in the book. And that's what my socks are that are falling apart. They were made out of bugga. They're Shirtigals. And then I bookmarked Vorticity. So fire swirlies. Lots of cable-y patterns in the Soctopus, which I like. And then one more. And there isn't a real great photo of this one, the 100 Acre Wood. But I don't want to show the patterns. Maybe I'll hold my large. But it's kind of a teardroppy, leafy green. And then we decided that was too close anyway. So over. But so yeah, I liked the book. 17 patterns isn't an overabundance, I guess, for one book, but let's see, it retails for $20 by Tanton Press. And I got it from the public library, so I'll probably decide whether or not I want to knit any of these folks before sending it back their way. So, yep. And then we were going to do acquisitions and a name. Oh, you had a book. That's right.
Well, I do, but it's kind of an enabling thing because it's not a knitting book. I've been reading local to Austin, Minnesota author Amanda Hawking. And she was a self-published Kindle author for a while. And speaking of Twilight, her genre is teen paranormal romance. And it's a real genre. Like, they have a whole section of it in Barnes & Noble. Teen paranormal romance.
Ooh.
So I am reading My Blood Approves, the Kindle edition. But it's only in a Kindle edition. It's 99 cents. And I think right now out on Amazon, there's one of her books that's free. And a lot of her books are under $3. But now she's getting published. This series here has kind of a mix mash. This is the first one that got published. This is Switched. And I haven't read this yet. But I bought it because it was autographed. Because she came to our Barnes & Noble and autographed things. So I got a little autographed copy. And then I went out and looked on Amazon, and it's the same price for the Kindle edition as it was for the book, which is $8.99. Not a bad price for this type of book, but I was a little bummed that the Kindle edition was more, and that it might end up being that way from now on. She won't have the 99 cents and $2.99s because she's being published now, and it won't be as cheap.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that some of the self-published has some problems. I mean, it's not perfect when you buy the Kindle edition. But My Blood Approves, 99 cents, the one that I'm reading, is kind of along the lines of Twilight. There's a girl, she meets a boy, he ends up being a vampire. And but the heroine is a lot smarter than Bella, and I have enjoyed it a lot. So I bought this one and another one. Like I said, one of them's free right now on Amazon. So if you have a Kindle or an app or whatever, or maybe you just want to read it, read a few paragraphs out on the Kindle, it's free. So go check out Amanda Hawking, Hocking. Local to Austin, Minnesota. I just heard an interview, a national radio program interviewed her, and I was like, really? She's from here? Went straight out to Kindle, found some self-published that were really inexpensive, and bought them. And now I'm just reading through them. And again, I read all the Twilight books. I wasn't a huge fan. I wasn't, Team Edward, Team Jacob. Okay. See, I don't even remember the names of the characters.
I just know it from commercials. So.
Right. But I read through them, and I do like fluffy books every once in a while. Sometimes you get too bogged down, and these are nice and light and fun. And
I was over here chuckling for that very reason, because I'm like, so you're reading a paranormal teen romance, and I just got done reading Why We Get Fat and Outliers, a story of success. So very adult, serious, non-fiction books, and Amy's reading paranormal teen romance.
It's one of those things. I found her from listening to NPR.
Yeah.
Such an adult, boring thing. But I was looking for a new author. I needed another, I need somebody where I can absorb all their books. And I just got done reading The Hunger Games, which is another young adult fiction. And I was really enjoying all of those books. And I can't remember what I read just before this. I read something in between Mockingjay and My Blood Approves, but I can't remember what it is. So it must not have been stellar. But
I would definitely recommend Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. He covers a lot of really interesting stuff, like why Bill Gates succeeded like he did, why Asians are better at math. It's not like a genetics thing, it's a culture and a story of success. Okay. Outliers, a story of success. So, yep. Why, if you're a hockey player, you probably were born in January. If you're a professional hockey player, just let you know that there's a lot of it is talent, but a lot of it is circumstances too. And none of us, the American culture, yeah, you guys don't want the whole soliloquy, but the American culture is such that we believe that people, that Bill Gates would have succeeded even if he were born 10 years later, and he was just a genius and destined to succeed, and individual success is because of individual merit. But his point is that we are all either victims or the champions of our circumstances, and that nobody succeeds by themselves, that a certain set of circumstances made Bill Gates who he was and can be attributed to his success. So anywho, lots of random facts that you can just throw out in a party, I guess.
Or bore people with.
Burn! Oh, it burns.
I mean, it does fascinate me, but I could see other people getting glassy-eyed and going, okay.
That's generally what people do when I speak. They're like, either they have no idea what the flip I'm talking about, or they're like, okay, she's talking about something clear up here, like knitting, computer programming, it's so, yeah.
True, our hobbies aren't, like I watch football so that I can talk to people.
You have to find your audience. So if you're watching, you're probably the audience that we have found for my blathering. Anyway, let's make this quick because generally we're long-winded, and I got my first Tannis Fiber Arts year in color. This is the pattern by Hannah Fettig, and the yarn is it's in French. Oh, sorry. Hand-dyed yarn, Blue Label fingering weight. Yep, made in Canada. The colorway is truffle. So I don't know if it is. It
purple
kind of
and brown.
It reminds me of Midnight Rendezvous. A little more brown, a little less purple, like Midnight Rendezvous is. Very soft, very wonderful. This is my first experience with Tannis Fiber Arts, other than that stuff that we saw in Knitter's Palette.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the yarn, beautiful. The pattern, and again, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I doubt Hannah Fettig is watching this, or Tannis. A little underwhelmed by the pattern, to say the least. I mean, it's basically stocking net with a few pearls thrown in there to make some V's. So when I saw big names like Hannah Fettig, I thought, oh, this will be, these one skein wonders are going to be wonderful, and they're going to be things that everybody's going to want, and to be patterns that could stand on their own and not be part of the club. And this one, not so much. I could bite my tongue, but I'm not going to. Here, watch me put my foot in my mouth. I could put some graph paper in front of my daughter and tell her to draw some things, and it would be pretty akin to
a little bit more interesting, maybe. Even.
Than this pattern. So if you want to go out and check out Flying in Formation on Ravelry, you sure can, but it's not the pattern I was expecting, I guess. Hannah does have some very simple things, like she's the wispy cardi, and so nothing that's very overly intricate, but it's a scarf with some V's on it in pearl stitch. So underwhelmed there. Hopefully the next one will be tons better, and I'll find
right?
Yeah, I'll find something better to do with my truffle than to make that pattern. So I feel bad for the folks that decided at the beginning of the club that they were going to do all of the patterns.
Oh, well, they changed their mind as soon as they got the first one.
Yeah, right? apparently. So that's all I wrote.
You don't have to knit anything.
Yes.
Okay, if somebody paid you, yes, but you don't have to knit anything. So my enabling, I brought some stuff here that I'm not sure when I should have brought it out, but I have some spinning.
We're gonna have to get a new segment.
I know. So, this is some silk that I spun up.
And those from the hankies?
Yeah, from the hankies. And this is a borrowed drop spindle from my friend Sarah.
I didn't know Sarah spun.
Yeah, she does drop spindle and she bought a wheel, so yeah, she
wow.
does. Hasn't done it a lot recently, but. And then this is my first yarn. This is my first yarn. So, again, this was borrowed fiber, borrowed everything. So it's, let's see, it's probably 10 feet of yarn. But I'm going to find something fun to do with it. I haven't done any of what people say, like bathing and thwacking and all those terms that I don't know yet. But it's fun to look at, and I, just twirl it around my hand and go, okay, that was my first one. It's thick and thin and silly, and parts of it are not spun at all. Like, no, okay. I think I'm doing a little bit better on the silk. I don't know if it's because I'm being more patient with it, or
does silk just spin up better?
I don't know. I don't really think so.
Okay.
Or maybe it's because it's the hankies and I have to pre-draft a certain amount, and on this one I really wasn't pre-drafting. And so maybe I'm just getting better consistency because of all that pre-work that I'm doing. I don't know. Again, it's all new to me. So,
exciting.
Yep. And then my enabling this is something else I picked up at Knitter's Palette. This is Three Irish Girls Springdale DK in the Aiden colorway. And it'll have to be something fun. I can't decide if it's going to be the hat or a monster or something, but green is my son's favorite color, so it'll probably be something for him.
Does he want to freak out?
No, God. I think that thing scares me. I don't like the way it looks.
Well, there's one that isn't.
Yes, it looks like Nacho Libre, yeah.
Okay, there's one that doesn't have the flame. It's just crocheted around the outside of the mouth and the...
Still a little scary.
I like it. It's like extreme knitting.
I'm gonna have a nightmare about like this knitted monster mask that...
We should label this this episode "Beware, Scary Monster in the Middle," or
yeah, it could be. But yeah, and that's it. That's all I had. I did like I put in here that I didn't get anything, but I did actually, because I pre-ordered something and then the invoice came just before we got here, so I did purchase something and it's coming. Sad.
Still no purchases for me other than, well, I guess I fell off the horse last week, off the wagon, but this week I am still on, so. And I'm,
one day at a time.
One day at a time. And I'm using that alpaca sport from Madelinetosh, so that bin actually closes now.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Don't have to like stack other stuff on top of it to keep the top on anymore.
Wow.
I know, right? I mean... Baby steps. Yeah,
so I scored an update with Dancing Dog Dye Works again. So I'm like, ugh, I gotta stop. She's putting me in the poorhouse.
Well, I did that with Vesper. There for a while I couldn't get the Vesper self-striping, the knitterly thing, so every time I caught an update I was like, doop, 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 doop.
Put a bunch in your cart.
Yeah, and I didn't even, blink an eye at it. And now I look at it and I'm like, I have 17 skeins of that? Really? Did I really think I was gonna knit that many self-striping sock
patterns?
Yeah. I mean, and not only that, but you definitely have to have a special pattern with the self-striping. Otherwise, well, but that's it. I don't like making just plain socks. I like it to have something interesting, right? Okay. And so then you have to find a really good pattern to work with the stripes instead of against it, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, 17. I think
I think when the Vesper that you gave me for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that I'm just gonna knit those plain. Mm-hmm. I love the colors, and I just think that they'll be happy. Just plain.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a lot of people do it, right? They just, plain simple sock, and they go gangbusters with an afterthought heel, and zoop, it's like, ooh, that's really pretty, and it was their purse knitting or their car knitting or something like that, and I like it. I was like,
see, that's the perils of being a monogamous knitter.
Yeah.
I don't want something like that on the needles because I'm never going to want to do the second sock, and it's just boring to me. It's like, well, I gotta have something.
She's got this thing going, so she's got to have something that's interesting.
Yes. So I do have the triangular shawl that I spoke of. The pattern is not knit up, but I think I have it finalized. I kept flip-flopping. Did you find yourself doing that? Like twiddling, and I felt like I needed Tim Gunn to come and be like, Megan, just less bells and whistles, you need to what did they say in the show when like the person just like throws on another bow and they
need to
edit. Yes, he needs to come and tell me, Megan, you need to edit. There's just too much going on here.
Yeah.
Simplify, keep it simple.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to edit myself, and I think in addition to this stocking knit zombie in the making, I'll be working on that on and off, as well as my larch. So I could possibly have 3 things on the needle at one time. I know. Mark it on your calendars, folks. Mark it on your calendar.
Well, February is kind of everybody's going overboard. Like, it seems like everybody's got, like, at least
Diane said she has, like, 10 KALs that she's participating in February.
Yeah.
Just like, glad you've almost got your shalom done.
Yeah, exactly.
So
she can feel like she got something done. She's like, oh, I need something to finish, so go to Shalom, finish it.
Yeah, finish it. And hers is very beautiful. I love that Madelinetosh.
Out of your favorite yarn.
I
right?
know. And my pattern will be out of my favorite yarn as well.
Okay.
So it will be a Madelinetosh.
I do have some lace weight Madelinetosh.
See, this isn't lace. This is with TML, but you could probably get away with with lace weight. You don't have to knit mine because mine's probably be a bigger investment than 4 hours. Or I don't even know how long the zombie envelope/hat took me.
Yeah, that's one night, and I think that's like a couple hours.
Yeah.
But yeah. They get progressively harder because the mitten one is color work and it is all sorts of mess. So
yeah,
that one's going to take months to finalize. And it's not tweaking, it's just that I have to be able to sit down with my knitting ADD and bust one of those out, like, and finish it so that people can see what it looks like, so that, my vision can...
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I need to make this to make sure that what I'm writing isn't like, you're smoking crack, Megan, and B, just so that you have a prototype, right? Does this actually look like what I think it's going to look like? So.
Yeah, my color work. The look I want has long floats. I'm going to have to work on that. So I haven't gotten to the long float section yet. Yeah, I think it's very anti-Elizabeth Zimmerman. It's got some long floats in it.
By and large, I am happiest that I've ever been with my my twisting of the striping yarns up the back on this one. I really like how it looks in the ribbed section. Mm-hmm. Just the ribbing just kind of sucks it in there, and you don't see it at all, which is a lesson learned.
Yeah.
If you want to switch yarns and for striping, it's really nice along a purl and knit edge. Mm-hmm. Can't see it at all right there. There you can on the stocking knit side.
Right.
So, anywho, we're babbling again.
Yep.
People, you may or may not have turned us off a while ago. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week when we're drawing for buttons. So
yeah,
think up a good excuse.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.